Hello everyone, welcome to DTech Vlogs. Hope you all are doing well. So this is my first vlog. I've created this channel to share my data science experience with all of you. Now there are many good data science channels over the internet, over the YouTube. If you want to learn data science, you can follow each and every one of them. All of them are fantastic. And I myself have also learned from a lot of YouTube channels over the internet as well. I will also try to share some of the channels which I like with all of you. Now, the purpose of why I created this channel is what I found missing over YouTube. My intention with this channel is to share with you data science projects. Now, what I will do in this YouTube channel is I will take up a problem statement and try to solve in front of you. Now, those who are new to this field can take a few ideas from here and improvise accordingly. Now, today we will be solving a regression problem, which is the dependent variable or the target variable is continuous, and we want to basically apply regression type algorithms. I have taken a data set from Kaggle called real estate data. As a first step, let's take a look at the data set. So what we have to predict over here is the price of the houses. And the price of the house is dependent upon a couple of factors. The data which we have got over here is it is dependent upon area, as in how much is the area of the house, how many bedrooms are there, how many bathrooms are there, the number of stories, whether it is located in the main road or not, whether there is a guest room or not, whether the house has a basement or not, does the house has hot water heating, is there an air conditioning system or not, how many parking does it have, the preface area, and the furnishing status, whether it is furnished, semi-furnished, or unfurnished. As a next step, what we are going to do is load the data set in Python. I'll be using Python over here to explore the data. This part of the vlog will be basically to look at the data set in detail, which is also called exploratory data analysis. I will be using Google Colab to explore the data set. You can use Python, Jupyter, Anaconda, whatever suits you, but I'll be using Google Colab. So let's look at the data set in detail in Google Colab. As a first step, let's load some packages, some important packages. Let's import pandas, also numpy. We can also import matplotlib, as we'll be needing it to do some plots. Dot py plot. Okay, sorry, as plt. Let's import Seaborn as well. I like this Seaborn library a lot because the visuals are very good. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, now let's load the data set from google.colab import files dot upload. Let's run this. Choose file housing. Okay, housing.csv. Okay, what shall we do right now? Okay, let's read this data. We'll keep the variable name as house. House equals to pd dot read slash csv housing dot csv. Okay, and also let's look at the top 10 rows. House dot head. Okay, so here we get the top 10 rows. Again, price, area, bedrooms, bathroom, stories, main road, guest room, basement, hot water heating, air conditioning, parking, previous area, furnishing status. Okay, fine, good. Let's move on to the next. Let's look at the shape of the data. House dot shape. So there are 545 rows and 13 columns. Good. Okay. Now let's have a summary of the data frame. We can do house dot info. Okay, 545 rows, 13 columns. And what does it say? Okay, there are no nulls. The data type are in 64 and object. Good. Okay. So there are no nulls. If there were nulls, we would have done missing value imputation. I'll come to this later if we have nulls or some other project. Okay. Checking which of them are numerical columns. Okay. House dot select data types as number. Okay. Okay. The numerical columns are price, area, bedrooms, bathrooms, stories, and parking. Okay, good. Let's look at the categorical object columns as well. So, house dot select data types as object. Okay, main road, guest room, basement, hot water heating, air conditioning, preface area, and furnishing status are the object columns. Okay, okay. Let's look at some statistics of the data. We can do house dot describe. Okay, let's look at the transpose way. Okay, yeah, this looks good. So over here, what you can see for each of the numerical columns, you can see the count, the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, the 25 percentile, 50, 75, and the maximum. Okay, good. Okay, okay, now let's make some plots to understand the data in detail. We can do some distribution plots. Let's plot the house. Let's see the distribution of the price of the house. Over here, we can use SNS plots or the Seaborn plots. I like it a lot. So SNS dot hist plot, sorry, data equals to house. X is what? Price. We can make bins equals to 30. Bins. And KDE equals to true. Okay, the price of the houses are very much skewed, which is quite obvious. So there are very few houses which has a very high price or value. Majority of them are left skewed, which is on the lower side to over here. This is quite obvious because we don't see a lot of high pricing houses. We see somewhere from low to a mid range, and then the number of houses which is high prices goes down. Okay. So also let's look at the distribution of the area of houses. Like you can do sns.hist plot. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me copy this and paste it over here, and we can change this to area. Again, this is very left skewed, which is quite obvious. We don't see a very large number of houses or houses of a very big area, quite too much. So majority of the houses are on the lower to the left side on the mid range, and there are very few houses which have very high area. Okay, we can also look at the number of columns, house dot columns. We don't need over here, but you can look it like this way, house dot columns. It will give you a list of the number of columns or the name of the columns in the data frame.